Why, hello there. I'm going to teach you how to make Minecraft animations with Blender, because everybody wants to do that. Alright, so first you are definitely going to need Blender. Just download Blender from their website. I already have Blender right there. But now you're also going to need this Minecraft Blender.blend, which is downloaded from a Minecraft forum page that will be in the description. So you open up this, and you have no skin. No skin at all. You have no skin. Plus, there are clouds. I don't like these clouds. These clouds get in the way. So I just go Shift X to delete the clouds, because they always get in my way. Plus, my scroll wheel on my mouse sucks, so I just go Control plus to zoom in. And as you can see here, you've got a line of all these textures that you might want to use. You can just copy them by doing this and then Alt D to duplicate, but I'm not going to be using those. First, we're going to want to change our skin of our player. So you're going to want to go to right here where it says terrain PNG, and you're going to want to do reference skin PNG, then image, and you're going to want to replace the image. So actually on my desktop right here I have this char.png. It's the normal Steve skin, except a lot bigger. The reason it's a lot bigger is because if it's too small it'll become fuzzy, so I had to make the skin 10 times bigger than it normally was. So I just go into Blender, I'm going to want to browse here, so here, desktop, it's on my desktop, char.png, replace the image, and here's Steve. He has a black head. I think that's simply because Steve has no hat texture, so it decides to make it black all around his head. That's okay actually, as long as you know which way his head is facing, because when it's rendering, that black does not appear, as I've discovered. So, alright, so now you're going to want to go right here and hit this little triangle thing right here and make another one of these, except then hit this, make it a timeline. This will be your animation timeline. I'm just going to move this part right here over here so that I can access these two things. This is the automatic keyframe, and I click that. I don't know if you really need to click that, but I do. Alright. Now, if you hold down Shift and middle click, you can just do this. So I'm just going to get a good angle on my Steve character. Now, first of all, I'm going to want to rotate him. So I'll just right click this, press R, rotate him that way. He's also rotated a bit this way, it looks like, so I'll just, there we go. Oh, and this. Yeah, you're going to want to make your angle totally matters, because if you're on a diagonal version and you right click his leg to move it, his leg is also going to move diagonally. So let me just undo that. So now how this works is, since I moved this thing right here, this is his transform handle. It basically moves his whole body. Since I moved that, it keyframes it. So now, at the very beginning, it knows that this transform handle right here should be right there, right where it is. And so then if I would to go a couple frames forward, I'm at frame 5 right here, and then I took this, moved it forward, it would automatically animate it for me, see? But of course that looks completely dumb at the moment because he's just sliding across the ground. So I am now going to animate his legs. I usually keep it on a direct sideways view. Let me just move the camera here. Oh, also, if you press 0 on your numpad, you can see the camera view. This is what will be rendered. You can also move the camera and rotate it. So I just go on a direct sideways view for him. Take his leg, move it some direction, take the bottom of his leg so that he has a knee. Now, you might not want him to start in a running stance. In that case, it's a little bit tricky because you're going to want to set keyframes for his arms without putting him in that stance. And as you can see, sometimes when you'll right click, you'll end up getting his body or something. If you just right click again, it'll do an object you haven't moved before. So now I've got him in a bit of a pose here. So he's ready to run. Now it just looks like this. So now I've got to keyframe the rest of his body. So now I'm on number 5. And I'm going to put his one leg back, other leg forward. One arm forward, other arm back. And as you can see, you've got a fairly fluid walking animation. Although it's actually a very fast walking animation because it's only 5 frames. So also, right here, as you notice, is the different things. If you click on certain ones, there's only Steve, some skeletons, and then there's that, and there's also a creeper whose texture's a bit fuzzy, but you're going to want to hold down Control to highlight, or maybe it's not Control, so yeah, hold down Shift to highlight all of these. And if you want a creeper, you can highlight the creeper. I've had a creeper in my past animations, if you've seen that video. And so basically, if you can have a fluent animation, you can make Steve do a bunch of stuff. Like if I were to, sometimes what I like to do is make something fast for a bit and then flip into slow motion. So if I just repeat this sort of walking process by moving his transform handle and changing his arms and stuff. Now your keyframes can get a bit messed up, and there is ways to delete them. I kind of forget at the moment what they are, but you can always look that up if you need to. I'll continue the walking process, and as you can see, he goes a lot farther in this walking than he does in this one. The only way to fix that is just to move that a bit more, so it looks a bit more fluent. So he's going fast. I'm actually going to make him stretch out his arms a bit more so that it looks like he's running. Like so. So it's like walk, run. But if he's going to stretch out that much, I might want to move him a bit more so it's like picking up speed. And then if you want to make him like slow motion or whatever, like I sometimes do, just move this far away and do the same animation. Like I'll move him this way, like this. Change his arms. See, this is just a simple walk animation. And if we can also look in the camera view. So right now it looks like this. If I press play, it looks like this. See, that part is more slow-mo than everything else. This stuff just happens faster. But it's not the best I've done. Especially since it kind of like this whole thing is a lot slower. We might want to put that there. Oh wait. And yeah, you can glitch stuff up if you're not careful. Like put him there and then make him moonwalk backwards. You always have to be careful of what you do with your keyframes. So it's like, so I want this keyframe to be right here. The only way to edit your keyframe would be to, but yeah, see, this is a little bit glitchy because I'm messing with my keyframes a bit too much. But as you can see, that's basically your animation process. And then to render it, you go to this camera thing right here. You're going to want to make sure these settings, these are your little settings if you want it like HD or whatever. You can make it a certain speed. It's usually 25 FPS, but and then you do not want to render it as a PNG. Believe me, if you do, you'll get a ton, and I mean a ton of images, not any animation. Sorry about that. So yeah, you will not get any animation. You're going to want to render it. I usually render it as an AVI raw because that does it. I'm pretty sure you can do like MPEG and that stuff, but I usually keep it AVI raw. And then you simply click animation. It gets your animation from the camera angle point of view, renders it. As you can see, it's a little bit glitchy anyway, but you know, what are you gonna do? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. If you do not delete, if you do not go and check the end to where your animation actually ends, it will render all of these frames just waste a bunch of space. That's what it's actually doing right now, which kind of sucks. But usually if you go to your I think it's your computer, local disk, TMP folder, this is where your animations will go. Right here's an animation that I made a little bit ago. It's a little bit laggy, I think, because I'm recording and rendering another animation, but it's just a bit of a simple creeper hit that I made. I could show it to you after. Just, oh my gosh, that's taking way too long. What? It's on this. How about, can I still change the end? Make the end really low down. Yeah, I should probably not be arrowing this, just type it in, but whatever. Maybe that'll stop the animation early. Or not. Maybe it'll just give me a black screen for the end, but heck, I'm just gonna close that. And this is another animation I made. I kind of added my own physics with this one. Oh, I'm sorry, that's terribly laggy. I don't know if I can, here. But, see, he throws it, breaks a bunch of blocks, jumps up, does a handstand, waves at the camera, and yeah, it doesn't really take much more than that. You can explore as much as you want with the animation. If you have any questions about stuff you need fixed, maybe suggest it in the comments. I might make another video about it. But for now,